Hi everybody. It's Tuesday, January 28th, I believe. It's nighttime here, and I'm Antionette with two OGs, Hookin and Stitchin.islandstyle. And I thought we'd have a little chat here. I've got some whips, a couple of future projects, an FO, and I even have a little excerpt from the Tales from a Small Island to read to you at the end of the video. And I also have a PSA. I did my first tutorial for the cow, and it is presently uploading. I just finished doing the editing. That's why I'm videotaping so late tonight. Let's just say it was interesting. But I will start out with discussing the tutorial. First I want to say welcome back to all our subbies, and welcome to the new subbies. I especially want to thank Fiberfox Studios, Courtney, for sending a lot of people our way, and I appreciate everybody that has subscribed, and I hope you enjoy the videos and the content that we have to offer. I set up doing a tutorial today because I have been asked by a couple people if I was going to do tutorials. I'm an advanced beginner. I am not a crochet teacher. I am not a crochet expert or knitting. Like I said, on both, I consider myself an advanced beginner. But I said I'd try and do it. So I did the first tutorial today. It was Block 9, the Art Stitch. And these tutorials will all be for the 2020 Afghan cow that we're doing with the Leisure Arts pattern number 555, 63 block heirloom Afghan. And again, we always say thank you to Leisure Arts, and I will put the information in the description box below. This is the cow that we're doing, and the block that is the tutorial stitch is this one here, the arch stitch. It's block number 9. My hat's off to people that do tutorials all the time, because it is not easy. I will tell you that right up front. I had to edit, and even after editing, the video is at best. It is amateur. I tried my best, and maybe with practice and doing it over again and over again, I will get better at it. But it is difficult when you have the camera is here and your hands are under here, and you're trying to do your stitches and explain to them what you're doing. I can't look into my camera lens there, the video screen, because I get dizzy. So I'm looking around as I'm doing it, because all you're seeing is my hands. So I'm trying to make shape. Well, there was a few times in the video that my hand come out of the frame, so I apologize for that. I apologize for several things in the video. I hope my audio is good. I use my Nikon camera on a tabletop tripod that was recommended by Think Media. So there was a few times that I did it. Like I said, it's uploading now, and it's probably going to be up before this video gets up, because I haven't figured out how to delay a video going live. So I'm just giving you, and there is a disclaimer in the video. I actually thought it was quite comical doing the video, but I hope I did at least explain things and show you on the stitches and stuff how to do it. I have asked anybody to please put a comment of stitches you would like to see tutorials about, and as I said in the tutorial video, if I feel that I'm not adequate enough, which is probably most of the time, but I will do my best to do a tutorial for the stitches, for the blocks. I will find somebody that can do the stitch, and I will look at the tutorial or link it to a video about the cow. So, first tutorial's up. We shall see. And please, I want honest feedback about, can you understand? Am I going too fast? Was it easy to follow along? So, please let me know. I would appreciate any feedback on it. The other thing is, I tested a pattern for Tanya of Pink Plumeria Maui, and it was a knit. It was a quick knit. I have it right here. Now, this pattern hasn't been, I don't think she's had this pattern released yet. So I'm going to show you, it's called the Sidestep Beanie, and that's Tanya. And this is the hat finished. I'm not sure if I showed this or not. If I did, I apologize for redundancy. But that was the hat. And that's the crown. Like I said, it was a real easy knit. And don't laugh, but I'll put it on. I have to put it up because it comes down like this. So I cuff up the thing. So that's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see my head or not. But that's the Sidestep Beanie. I did it out of Lion Brand's Wool Spun Wild Orchid, number 5, bulky. And it was done on 10.5 and 11mm knitting needles. And it was done in the round. I am continuing to work on my elf coat. In fact, I almost have all of the panels done. I'm just going to show you the pile here. I've got to cake up some more yarn. But, oh, I got yarn everywhere. You're going to see. Here. There's another one. There's another one. Okay. That's all the ones I have done. I have 3 more of the pointed ones to do, and 1 more of the straight panels. This right here, that's your pointed panel, and that's your straight panel in between. Once I get these done, I will assemble the skirt. And once I get it assembled, I'll show you. It'll be the last time I show you this until then. Okay. I also was working on, this is a paid for pattern, and it's by Holly from the Proper Pineapple, and I had it for a while. In fact, when I printed this up, I didn't have any coloring, so it was in black and white. But it's my birthday shawl. This is a paid for pattern, and it's really a nice pattern. Now, she did it in a DK weight. I did it in a number 4 worsted weight. And what I did was, as we know, I'm on a yarn band trying to go through my stash. I went through my yarn, and I picked some colors. And I'm putting this on my lap here because I've got 2 bags. Okay, I had all these purples, different shades of purples. And then I had pinks. Okay. Let's see. So, I put them together and decided to make the shawl. So now it's done in 3 sections. The first section is this V. Okay? And then you go and you do the right side, and that's this section right here. Up to the end, right here, that purple section. And then you come over and you'll do the left side to the purple section. And then you start doing the border. And I don't know if you can see, it's a beautiful pattern. You got puff stitches and a lot of front post double crochet, and it's a unique construction. And as you can see, I can't get this all on the screen. If you can see, I'm gonna put it in front of my face. There you go. And then here's that section. This is going to have to be aggressively blocked to get it to, because it's got a lot of give into it. But I'm almost done. I've only got, I think, 4 rows and it's finished. And then I'll block it, and next video I'll be able to show you the finished object. I may have to insert a picture of it because it's going to be rather long. But all I did was go through my stash and like I said, pick one cake of this, one cake of that, and then I decided on pink and purple, and that's what I made it with. I am trying to go through my stash. So, like I said, it's a paid-for pattern. It's a lovely pattern. It's not expensive. I try to support the little designers, and I don't mind paying for a pattern now and then if it helps a designer out. So that's one thing, another whip I have in progress. Now, I was just flipping through some emails, and there was an email from a designer, Monster Antics, or Knit Antics, and she had this pattern, and she was going to donate 50% of the proceeds to help out with the animals in Australia that were homeless, hurt, hungry, cold, due to the wildfires. So I went ahead and I purchased the pattern. Now this is a paid-for pattern, so I will show you. And this is a knit pattern, and I'm going to tell you right up front, it's stunning, but I told her I might finish it by 2030. It's done by charts, but it's called, I'm just going to mispronounce this. This is the name, W-Y-V-E-R-N. I'm going to say Wyvern, and translated it means fire-breathing dragon. This is the shawl. Can you see it? It is mostly charts. In fact, it's all charts. And there's quite a few pages, as you can see. And there it is. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. So, I bought the pattern, and I emailed her and told her it was a wonderful thing she was doing, and she said any problems that I was having to contact her. And I told her this was on the to-do list, but I have other things ahead of it. And she then resent the charts enlarged so people could see the charts easier, because the charts were pretty small and hard to see. I don't want to show too much because, like I said, it's a paid-for pattern. But a lovely, I kicked my camera, a lovely pattern. And so that's one of the things on my to-do list. And then I get an email from her. So she asked a little bit about, she went and checked out my channel and everything. And she emailed me and said when she saw this pattern, she thought of me. So it's called the Fundy Bay Shawl, the Lighthouse Keeper's Wife. And apparently it must have been a knit-along at some point. Okay. The pattern's by Lacey Glidden, and it's called the Fundy Bay Shawl, and it is knit. Like I said, they must have had a knit-along. I mean, look at the stitches in this. And they did it with size 7 knitting needles and a heavy DK weight. Now, here's the kicker. Fundy Bay is what's out my window. and the Bay of Fundy. And the yarn they used is Briggs and Little wool. Briggs and Little wool has been a staple in Canada for, don't quote me, but I think it's approximately 150 years. I mean, up until, you know, everybody knitted because that was all that was available. 100% wool. They have a wool nylon blend. I do socks with those. But the lady, the Knit Antic, said she thought of me, said I could use it as a project to work back and forth on my ferry rides. Well, when I saw that, I had the perfect yarn for it. This is Briggs & Little Heritage. Okay. I don't know if you can see the color. This is coming true in the light. This is 2-ply, 100% pure wool, and there are 215 yards per hank. And the name of this color is called Fundy Fog. So it's like it was meant to be. That pattern was meant for this yarn. And I've had this sitting in my stash for a while because there was another one I have called Quaddy Blue, which Quaddy is another body of water up here. So as you can see. So that pattern is going with this yarn. I have to cake up this yarn, but that is on my list to do also. I'm going to slide the pattern right in that bag so it'll be ready to go. Now, these hanks of yarn came from the Canadian dollar store right in St. George, and they are $4.50 Canadian a piece, which I think is a pretty good price. Briggs & Little wool, it's a rustic wool. I have sent some to Mary of Mary's Crochet Chit Chat, and she said it brought back memories of her childhood and sweaters. But I will say the last batch that I bought seems to have been a little softer. I mean, it's 100% wool, but it was a little softer than previous Briggs & Little I had bought. They have new lines where it is softer, but this is the Heritage, and it's a number 4. So I'm going to do mine in a number 4, and I'm just going to go up a needle size to accommodate, instead of a heavy DK, using a number 4. But I thought that was stunning. Now, I have a confession to make, and I don't know where I took this hook out of. Yes, I do. I think it was my birthday shawl. I did break my yarn band, but I didn't. I had said that if I needed something for a project that I was doing, that I would go ahead and get it. But other than that, I haven't bought any yarn. I got my Knit Picks magazine a while back. I've ordered from Knit Picks now and then. I've got in fact, my knitting needles came from them. And this is, winter 2020. See this coat? It's called, it's called the Big Pretzel Coat. But here's a better picture of it. You see them cables? This is a paid-for pattern. It's the Big Pretzel Coat by Adrienne Larson. And it is it's part of a book, Celtic Cables, that Knit Picks has available. I mean, I just bought the one pattern, but this is a paid-for pattern. I am going to say that this is an intermediate and then some pattern, okay? Because there are a lot of cables. They did theirs in a Swish DK weight merino, okay? I can't afford that. But Knit Picks was having a sale. Mary Maxim was having a sale. I wanted a yarn that was going to make the cables pop. So I got a sputter's quantity of twisted. And if you, the glare there, I'll take one out so you can see it. And it's very soft. And it's called Twisted Jean Yarn. Okay. It's 218 yards. Premium acrylic, size 5mm US 8 knitting needles. Doesn't give the crochet hook. Cool wash, cool iron, tumble dry, cool dry, do not bleach. You may dry clean. And the color it has here is called Party. It's like a burgundy, oxblood, and white, but it's twisted. And the reason I got this yarn, when I was reading about the description, it said that it was great for stitch definition. That's why I got it, and the fact that it was $1.99 a skein. $1.99 US. A skein. Nope, that was $1.99 Canadian. I'm sorry, I ordered that from Mary Max in Canada. There's also Mary Max in US. So, I got it while it was on sale. I got 15 skeins, which gives me 3,000 yards to do this coat. And I mean, it's stunning. It is a stunning coat, and there is a lot of cables. A lot of cables. It's all cables. And I'm going to have to find the right buttons to go on this coat. One more look at it. And I'm hoping when I upload this that everything turns around and it's not backwards in my thing. Again, it's on the knit. If you go to the Knit Picks site, and where's my magazine at? I had the magazine here. Where did I put it? It talks about, here it is. It is in Celtic Cables. It was in a book. Okay, it was in a book. I mean, you can see all of these cable patterns. And it's all about the cables. But if you go to Knit Picks Canada's website and put in Big Pretzel Coat, the pattern will come up. And I mean, it's, like I said, it's a beautiful coat. I actually can't wait to get started on it, but it's going to be a little while because I have all these other things going on. And I still have a pair of socks I'm working on. I finished my weekend shrug. I think I showed that already. And I did tear out the Bird of Paradise shawl I was doing with Shawl in the Ball, which in itself was a nightmare. Oh God, bare hair. I have a hair appointment coming up. That yarn is great to crochet with, knit with, but man, if you have to tear back, oh, it's frustrating. It is. But the color that I was doing it in was the I think it was Zen Azalea. Ugh. This right here, yep, Zen Azalea. But I'm telling you, this is just speaking to me for the Wyvern shawl, Fire Breathing Dragon. I mean, it's just speaking to me. So that's, I think it would be stunning for this shawl. Fire Breathing Dragon. I mean, if it doesn't look like a dragon with the wings and the tail, all it's missing is a head. And she says in the pattern, when she talks about it, and it might not even be in here, it might be on the website. I think it was on the website that I read about it, what it's about. And it says here, yeah, that it says, do not meddle in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and taste good with ketchup. But she talks about the whole story about how this came to be. Very interesting. And she's got some very lovely designs. So I'll put all of these links in the description box below. And you need to go over and check it out, because 50% of the proceeds go to help the animals in Australia from the wildfire. So now with all the yarny goodness out of the way, I'm going to close tonight with reading you a story from Tales from a Small Island by Stirling Lambert. And the one I'm going to read to you tonight is the very first ferry trip for Deer Island. The first Deer Island ferry. It's hard to see, but that's it right there. You can see they have wooden planks here getting up onto the ferry. Until 1930, Deer Island had no car ferry. A mailboat carried passengers to Campobello, Eastport, and St. Andrews. Most families had their own boat, and this they used to travel anywhere the mailboat didn't go. A trip by automobile to the mainland was a major undertaking. It entailed getting hold of a scow used by ware fishermen, tying the boat alongside it, and loading the car aboard the scow. The scow was towed to the nearest mainland point, usually Letite, which is where the ferry goes now, where the island ferries now land. After unloading the car and hoping it would climb up the gravel or rock-strewn beach, the boat and scow had to be tied up to a wharf or properly moored. After returning from their mainland destination, the traveler had to go through the whole process again to return home. Little wonder then that there was so much enthusiasm among island residents when a car ferry was first proposed in the late 20s. That's 1920s. One of the most enthusiastic boosters of the proposed ferry was an elderly man by the name of George Lambert. His wife was from Mascarene, which is on the mainland, and it's a small village located between Letite and St. George. Quite naturally, she often wished to return home to visit relatives and friends, so she and George made the difficult journey by boat innumerable times. When the proposed ferry was just a dream, George said he only hoped he would live long enough to see it become a reality. Well, the dream did become a reality, and on that special day when the ferry made its first run, George Lambert was on it. The hearse carried his body across to the mainland to be buried at the little roadside cemetery near his wife's former home at Mascarene. And you can see it right here. It's hard to see, but that's his headstone. And it says George Lambert. And he passed away in 1930, which was when Deer Island got their very first ferry. Now the ferries from the 1930s, as opposed to the ferries now, they've come a long way. But still, it connected them to the mainland and made traveling between the island and the mainland a little easier. So I hope you enjoyed this little short story from Tales from a Small Island by Stirling Lambert. And I hope you'll tune in again next video for the next installment from Tales from a Small Island. And as I always tell you, you smile to someone and they smile back and they pass it along and the world's a nicer place. So I want to thank you for spending the time with me. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please feel free to leave a comment, like the video, dislike the video, or don't, whatever you so choose. But I hope you will join me again to see the progress we're making on the cow, the Afghan, and for some of the other projects I have going on, and you never know what other surprises. Until then, have a wonderful day. Happy crocheting, knitting, whatever fiber art you choose. I want to say good night to all my Yarny Yaya sisters and brothers. And go to Facebook and check out the Yarny Yaya group. Feel free to join. And I will talk with you later. Until then, bye-bye.